Your best next hire isn't on LinkedIn. They're already in your ATS, tagged rejected, good candidate from 8 months ago. If you're a founder or small ops team paying $850 a month for LinkedIn Recruiter while ignoring the pool of people you already interviewed and already liked, you're leaving the cheapest hire on the table. In the next 8 minutes, I'll show you the exact N8N agent I built that woke up 312 of those silver medalists in 38 minutes for $2.17 in tokens. Most tutorials build agents for cold sourcing. Nobody touches the graveyard. By the end, you'll have the architecture, the classifier prompt, and the one filter that stopped me from getting yelled at. I'm Lazar. I build these systems for clients every week. Let's start with why this pool exists. Every ATS on the planet has a hidden asset nobody uses. It's the pile of candidates who made it to round 2 or round 3, who your hiring manager actually liked, but got beaten by someone slightly better. In the industry, we call them silver medalists, and in a normal recruiting flow, they get a polite rejection email, a tag that says, "Good candidate, revisit later," and then they sit there forever. A recent client of mine had about 1,100 of these tagged candidates going back 2 years. 0 of them had ever been contacted a second time. Meanwhile, the same company was paying $850 a month for a LinkedIn recruiter seat to find new candidates, plus another $1,200 a month on job board credits. The math is insane. You already spent the time to interview these people. You already have their resume, their salary expectation, notes from the hiring manager, sometimes even a scorecard. Reactivating one of them costs a fraction of sourcing a stranger, and they convert roughly 4 times faster because they already know your company. They already went through your process, and they already wanted the job. So why does nobody do it? Because doing it manually is soul-crushing. A recruiter would have to open each candidate, read the old interview notes, figure out if a current role fits, write a personalized email that references their actual conversation, and track replies. For 300 candidates, that's a week of work. So it never happens. That's the exact shape of problem an agent is good at. Here's how I built it. The stack is N8N, Claude via the API, the client's ATS export, and Gmail. Nothing exotic. Step 1 is the data pull. Most ATS platforms, Greenhouse, Lever, Ashby, Workable, even Airtable if that's your setup, will let you export candidates with a status filter. We pulled everyone tagged silver medalist, strong no hire, or good candidate revisit, going back 18 months. That gave us 406 rows. Each row had the candidate's name, email, the role they applied for, the rejection date, and the interview notes field. Step 2 is the filter node. This is the one that saved me from disaster, and I'll come back to it. For now, we filtered to candidates whose last contact was more than 6 months ago and less than 18 months ago. That dropped the pool to 312. Step 3 is the classifier. This is a Claude call, and the prompt is the most important part of the whole workflow. I'm not asking Claude to write an email yet, I'm asking it to make a decision. The prompt gives Claude 3 inputs: the candidate's original role and interview notes, a list of the client's currently open roles with short descriptions, and the rejection reason. Then it asks a single question: is there a current open role where this candidate would be a stronger fit than a cold applicant? And if yes, which one? And what specific detail from their prior interview should the outreach reference? The output is structured JSON, a Boolean, a role ID, and a 1-sentence hook. Out of 312, Claude said yes to 241. The other 71 got skipped, either because no current role fit or because the interview notes flagged something like relocation blocker or salary mismatch that hadn't changed. Step 4 is the drafter. Second Claude call. This one takes the classifier output, the candidate's name, the matched role, and the 1-sentence hook, and writes a short re-engagement email. The system prompt is strict. No template language. No, we were impressed by you fluff. It has to reference a specific detail from the prior interview, name the specific role and why it's different, and end with a single low-friction ask. A 15-minute call this week or next. Length capped at 90 words. I ran 10 drafts by the hiring manager before turning it loose. 9 were fine. 1 referenced a project detail that was slightly wrong, so I added a line to the prompt telling Claude to only reference details it can quote verbatim from the notes, not infer. That fixed it. Step 5 is the send. Gmail node, sent from the recruiter's actual inbox with a reply to routed back to her, spaced out at 20-second intervals so it doesn't trip spam. Total runtime, 38 minutes. Total token cost, $2.17. Now the results, because this is the part that matters. Week 1, 241 emails sent, 47 replies. That's a 19% reply rate, which is roughly 10 times what cold outbound gets. Of those 47, 12 booked a phone screen, 6 moved to on-site, 3 got offers, 2 accepted. Cost per hire on that batch, if you include my build time, was under $100. Now the failure mode, because I promised. 8 of the candidates I emailed had already been hired somewhere else, and 3 of them replied annoyed that we were reaching out again. 1 of them had actually been hired by a competitor and forwarded the email to their new boss. Embarrassing. The fix was that filter node in step 2. If you want to run this on your own ATS this week, the N8N workflow and both prompts are on BizflowAI.io. Import it, point it at your export, done. While you're here, hit subscribe and ring the bell so the next agent breakdown lands in your feed. I ship 1 every week. And if you want this wired into your specific stack, greenhouse, lever, Ashby, whatever you use, book a free 30-minute discovery call at BizflowAI.io. And we'll scope it.